Hey troops, welcome back to the channel. I'm John Kelly and I am the Mediocre Modeller. So this is episode 4 in my Flaptter build. It is taking a little bit longer than anticipated. Essentially, I've got the whole model together now with just the finishing touches, but I'm not going to be able to finish it before I get off to Lanzarote. I'm away with the day job for 2 weeks out in Lanzarote. So that means it's not going to be finished before February the 1st, which my intention was to get one of these built every single month. That's my plan, a Ghibli build or a kind of a sci-fi build every month this year. That's what I was hoping to do. Well, it's not going to happen, but I'm very close, and I'm also pretty happy with the fact that it has only taken me 2 weeks to get to this stage with this model. So episode 4, there'll be one more, a short one I think, just to tie it all together when I've done all the fine little bits, a kind of a big reveal, let's say. And thanks for tuning in, folks, and thanks for the support so far. It's very early days. I think I'll have a little review at the end of my first 4 weeks on YouTube. See you in the next one. Okay, so here we are back again. Instructions laid out. Let's have a little look, see where we're up to. Well, I've got quite well, most of the painting is now done. So these are the, well, let's have a little look. These are the, I'm going to call them drive sockets, for want of a better word, I think. These are the drive sockets which fit into the main fuselage, and then these units here, they're going to slot in there like that, and that's for the wings. So that's what they're for. So they're done. All sprayed up in that nice copper glow. I've done the railings, so what I'm going to do with those, the next little sort of stage of that is just to weather out the metal bits, because they're a bit too pristine. And here is the Flaptter as it stands so far. It's had its undercoat, and it's had its copper coat. I'm actually really pleased with that. Like I say, that's going to go on top of it. That should sort of give it a bit more depth and richness. Like I say, minimal weathering. I'm not sure whether these rivets should be copper, to be honest, or steel. I don't know whether they used copper rivets. I guess they did, but I'm going to weather around those a little bit. Whether the whatever these exhausty bits are. But the issue I've got at the moment is I wanted to try and protect the grill. So I whacked in a load of camo, the plastic putty from AK. I slapped a load of that in. I'd pre-painted the grill, and now of course I've left it for too long, and well, let's have a little fiddle, see if I can actually get it out. Because I think what's happened is it's actually melted through the grill. Come on. Yeah, this is not looking good. It's proving quite difficult to get out. Yeah, so it's sunk through the bars. I mean, if I had an iota of sense, I'd have known that was going to happen. I mean, it's putty, so. Oh dear. Anywho, I'll continue with that, and I'll see if I can get the stuff out. All is not lost. There you go. Obviously, I've got to sort of paint in the around the engine cowl there. I'll lash a bit of black on it now, and then finish it off with a bit of copper by hand. I'm not too bothered about I might put a little mask in there, because obviously when I'm going to spray that on it, I don't want to turn the grill completely orange, but it's not going to make that much difference, I don't think. The plastic putty has peeled a little bit of the silver paint on there, but I guess that's a bit of free weathering. So we'll leave it at that. Right, there we go. Well, here he is. He's all sprayed up. And I'm going to take the masking off and let's have a little look, see what it looks like underneath. See how bad a job I've done of this. So, start with the canopy mask. Let's just go the other way then. Let's try that. Get under there. Under there, and the last one off the canopy. Well, I think I'm happy with that. I'm certainly happy with the the colour. It's come out really nicely. So I'm just going to disconnect him from his stand. There he is, off there. Let's take out the cockpit area, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I'm on. There we go. Right, it's a little bit of damage there. I think that looks like glue, but there's the insides. Yeah, I am pretty happy with that. That's looking alright. Let's go for it. Should have got a set of gloves on really, but there you go. Damn. I see. So I just get myself covered in masking. There's one little bit just there. Is that going to come off easily, or am I going to scratch it? No, that's done. Right, well, ombres. Love it. Let's hook him back up. Oh no, that's the wrong way. Of course it is. There you go. And there he is, the Flaptter. Right, so what has to happen now? Figures are continuing. As Pazu, I've done a little bit more on him today. Again, I'm almost there with him, and almost there with Hiatus. Still done more work on him. Details still to go though, but I sense that I'm getting quite close here. These two little bad boys have to go on. And he goes. Does he go in? Yeah, he's definitely that side. Let's just show you what I'm trying to do here. That's that one in. That's that one in. So essentially, that is him almost complete. I'm very excited. So we've got one decal to put on, so I'll get that on later on. There's a little bit of, I don't know what it's, oh well, it's weathering. Let's call it weathering. I'm happy with that. The inside of the cowling, I painted black and then gave it a whiz over with some copper, but I'm actually quite pleased with the way it's kind of all settled out. It looks a bit worn, so I'm going to leave that like that. Good. there we go. Okay, folks. So this is going to be my last update, I think. Before the problem is that for work, I've got to go to Lanzarote for the final 2 weeks of January. I was hoping to have had the build completely finished by then, but I know it's just not going to happen because I've only got a few hours left today. So where are we up to? Well, let's see. I have since last time. Not done a great deal, but I've now got the gubbins in. 1, 2, 3. The other one is going to be attached now, but I'll just show you. Those gubbins fit into these gubbins. So this is the wing section itself. I've had a look at those before. They're going to need. They're not snap. Well, they do snap fit on, but they don't snap fit on very well. So they're going to need a little bit of glue. That's for sure. Likewise, these weren't a fantastic fit. I mean, they go in, but I had to do quite a lot of modification to get them actually to squeeze in, and there's still a fair gap around them. But you know, it's a snap together kit, and that's how it is. So that's what it's going to stay like. So that's it with all four wings attached. And again, you probably can't see it very well because they are transparent. I guess the way that these things operate is like a bumblebee. So the one pair of wings is either on the up or the downstroke, whilst the other is doing the opposite action. So contra-rotating wings, or contra-flapping wings. Anyway, so it's there, and I am essentially 95% of the way there. There's little Paz, who he'll be attached to it as well. I don't know how to do this and try it before I leave, but with the wings, what I want to do is apply a bend to them. So this is my plan. I'm going to boil a kettle. Then when it goes off, so it'll get switched off, which is absolutely fine, and I'll leave it for a minute to cool down a little bit because I don't want to put 100°C water on these. But then I'm going to put them in a hot water bath essentially, and then place them over a former. This is too much. I might work with the small ones. Let's just pluck a small one off. Yeah, so I'm then going to pin it, well, not pin it down, but mask it down, in the hope that it then takes the curvature. It doesn't have to go all the way, but that's probably a bit tight again. I probably want something slightly less radius, something along those lines. And that should be them shaped and formed, at least that's the plan. And then the final thing that I want to do with the wings, as I've already stated, is I'm going to, you can see how they sort of show up when there's a little bit of a shine on them, but I want to put a little edge on it, an iridescent edge. That's what I'm going to try and do, either a blue or a green or some form of pearlescent paint, so that you can actually stand out a little bit further. So it's not going to happen before I go to Lanzarote, which is a real bummer, I think. So I get back on the 30th, but again, I'll need a day's rest before I start back on the day job on the 1st of Feb. It's close, and what it has taught me is that I'm pretty sure I can get one of these built a month, because I've done this one in less than 2 weeks, and I've had quite a lot going on, you know, one thing or another. So yeah. That's where I'm going to leave it, I think, for this episode, episode 4. Okay, troops, so I will see you on the far side of Lanzarote, and thanks for tuning in.